The 2022 AFC East might be in its most competitive season ever. I remember one team running the show, two teams, and even three teams vying for things, but not all four teams. And the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets, all four of them have chances, realistic chances, to go to the playoffs and even win the division. Some have an easier ride than others, but all four teams, these last 6 games, they're going to be battling out amongst each other, and they're going to have a hard ride to the end. This is going to be a rogues gallery run, a gauntlet, an iron gauntlet to get to the end. Whoever wins the division or makes the playoffs should have a great deal of pride, both from their fans and for themselves, because this is not going to be a gimme. And it's super, super exciting, guys. You go look over all these games and the matchups, and I can feel the intensity. When I look at that schedule, I can feel it. I don't ever remember feeling that way when I looked at all four teams. And even for my Dolphins, because my Dolphins have not been really in this position for a long, long time. 30 years, 1992? You always see I got my Lord of the Rings novels behind me and my Conan statue. I love epic adventure. I love, battles and all that stuff, reading about it. This is not real, it's a game, but this is the most realistic game on the planet. And I just see great enjoyment, both as a viewer watching it, as a fan of a team, and then evaluator and student of the game. This is going to be one heck of a ride, guys. So I'm going to cover all four teams in different podcasts because they're all intertwined. When I know more about the Jets, I'll know better about the Dolphins' chances, and you know the deal. But today I'm going to do the Dolphins. I'm going to cover these last 6 games and have a bunch of graphics, and you're going to see the journey, and you're going to kind of see, we need to win this one. Oh, sorry, I want to win this one, but, we can let that one slide. So I'm going to do the whole thing, lay it all out, and then you'll be prepared for this upcoming start of a crazy final part of the season. And it starts this Thursday night. Bills versus the Patriots is not going to be a cakewalk. It's going to be a fun game, and it's going to be critical to how this story plays out. Now, first, I want to say thank you for stopping by. I appreciate everything. Fans of the Dolphins, not fans of the Dolphins, and all that, thank you. You make this channel go. But I also want to give a shout-out to Ace Per Head, my sponsor, because without you, without them, this show ain't going down. Ace Per Head's betting software is the premier white label platform for bookies to manage their players and grow their sportsbook operation. Click the link in the description below to get set up in minutes. Ask for the Curtis promo and get a special introductory discount. All right, so you see this graphic here. Obviously, Dolphins and Bills have the easiest ride. Dolphins clearly have the easiest ride and the most amount of edge, which means the most amount of leeway, too, of the other 3 teams. So, Bills have a very potent offense. They've hit some hiccups, but can't sleep on this offense. They got 110 points more than their average, which blows away. It's basically the combination of all 3 other teams. Now, Dolphins didn't have 2 for 3 games, and that's a big difference. We would have seen a big difference with that. But still, we have to look at what is, and the Bills definitely have the most potent offense or team. Now, home field is going to be important in this last 6 games, and the Bills and the Dolphins enjoy the best records at home, where the Jets and the Patriots are men's and men's each. Now, road wins and ability to win on the roads goes to the Jets, and a lot of that is because they have such a good defense and a run game, and that's going to play out too, especially if, at the very least, they want to play spoilers for the Dolphins in Week 18. Now, the division record, Dolphins are 2-1. They boast the best division record, tied with the Patriots at 2-1, but they got the edge with the win over the Patriots. And then conference record, 6-2. They boast the best of that. But then you got the Bills and the Patriots, 5-2 behind them. Jets have the worst, and Bills have the worst division record. And this is going to play out in tiebreakers. You could see a lot of these teams have very similar records, and a win in the conference or a win in the division could be the difference between going home and going forward. So this next graphic, you see the Dolphins, as I said, division record 2-1, conference 6-2. And here's their games. Got to go on the road all the way to the West Coast to play San Fran, which is a tiring thing in of itself, and play a very, very tough San Fran team without Tehran. McDaniel, he's really good, but Shanahan kind of helped raise them up, and he knows them. It'll be very interesting to see if McDaniel can do to Shanahan what Flores did to Belichick. But McDaniel has his hands tied behind his back without Tehran. I think it's going to be very, very tough. And then the problem is you got to come back again to the West Coast 2 weeks in a row. Like I said, that's very tiring. The San Fran's going to really be a physical team. Then you got to play the Chargers, and that's got a little extra sauce. That's a conference game, a team that could be battling with you to make the wild card. So you could have the same record as them, and if you lose this game, then you could get knocked out. Or if you beat them, you could knock them out. So there's a little extra sauce in there. Then they got to go on the road again, which is a really tough 3-week schedule, to go to the Bills up in Buffalo. Obviously, that's going to be hard. We don't know if Von Miller's going to be back then or not. If he is, that is going to suck. But he might not. Very serious injury. We will see. But that's got division implications and conference implications. And then we come back home finally and play the Packers. Now, Rodgers said he's going to continue to play, but he's got a bad back, broken thumb. This doesn't have any extra sauce, but it's the easiest game of the last 6 games, which is nice because we have a little bit. It's not to say it's easy. You don't want to have to beat Rodgers and all this other stuff. But odds are, if Tehran's in, we got a really good chance to beat him. Too bad there wasn't extra sauce on that. So then we got to go and play the Patriots on the road January 1st. That is going to be snowy, windy, ugly. It's going to be a very, very difficult win. But this will be a very tough game. They can run the football, they can rush the passer, and they can pass cover. This is going to be a very hard game. Division, obviously, and conference implications. And then we come back home to close it out, hopefully as a last stop before the playoffs to play the Jets at home with division and conference implications. But this one's not going to be easy, guys. I put the Patriots game as the key game because I did not think the Jets were going to be able to step up the program the way they did. But they have. They have Reed and Sauce, a very good pressure defense, a good defense overall. They can run the football. And now with Mike White, unfortunately, starting for them, which is he's not great, but he's way better than Wilson. I think it's 1 second less that he delivers the football. He makes some mistakes, but he is a big upgrade, and that's not good. This is going to be a tough game. I still like our chances, but it is going to be dicey. So that's where we're at. So I'm going to break it down in a flow chart so I can show you what we need. Now, week 13, honestly, people are talking about, it's a big game. The media's going to make it a big game. McDaniel gets beat by his mentor and Tua struggles, and it's not going to be about Tehran. It's not going to be about this is a really good team on the road. It's none of that stuff. They're going to do their media talk, whatever. It means bubkiss. It really doesn't mean anything. We need 3 wins. And, we want to win them all, and we'd like to win 4 and win maybe the division. But honestly, what we've gone through this season, where we've come from, just to make the playoffs, make second in division has always been my floor. With the addition of Chubb, we need to win 1 playoff game, but get to the playoffs. Get to the playoffs. So if we lose here, whatever. But it makes this Charger game, when you look at how it's laid out, critical. Absolutely critical to win. And I don't know if Tehran's going to be back. I don't know if Bosa's going to be in. He's been out. They've been talking about him for like 2 or 3 weeks now, coming back. And it's going to be 2 weeks from now. Will he play that game? Will Tehran be out that game? I don't like that. If Bosa's in and Tehran's out with Mac on the other side, that's very, very difficult. But if Bosa's out and Tehran's in, I really kind of like our chances. And it's a big win for us. Now, if Tehran's out and Bosa's out, I don't know. I don't like that one. I don't know. I got to watch. I got to see how we handle San Fran this week. Because Chargers can be dangerous. They're on the road. We're going to get beat up from San Fran. San Fran plays zones, and then they charge and blast you. Hill and Waddle, great, small. But you saw Hill take that blast this week, and he kind of was rattled a little bit. This last 6 games is going to be brutal. It's playoff football at this point for these 4 teams. So you're going to get hit hard. Everyone's giving everything. And I really am kind of nervous about this Charger game. I think we could take it even without Teron, maybe. I got to see this week. But this is a must-win. We could lose this game. As you see here, 10-3, 9-4, phenomenal. 8-5, I don't like that. Gets dicey. And I'll show you why it gets dicey. Then we got to come back and play the Bills. And you can say, oh, if maybe you're a total Finn fan, think Allen, they win a lot at home. It's going to be ugly there. It's going to, I don't know if they'll run the football, but Allen's arm allows him to cut the wind better. Home field advantage. Tua is a warm weather Hawaii guy. I mean, it doesn't look good for us. I think, realistically, the San Fran game and the Bills game, if we can just make it a game and lose, that's a moral victory. I don't really see us winning there. And I'm fine as long as we get that Chargers victory. So 11-3, 10-4, 9-5, bueno. 8-6, sketchy. I think 11 wins is going to be necessary unless it totally shakes out wild. 10-6 could get us in. 10-6 could, who knows, maybe 10-6 gets us to the first of the division. I don't know. It could shake out totally crazy. I didn't do the numbers, so I'm just saying. So then we got to come back after the Bills, and then we come home and play the Packers. Like I said, Rodgers, he's having a tough year. He's beat up. The team isn't so stellar. And 12-3, 11-4, 10-5, all good. 9-6 is still good, but I think we have to probably win the last 2 games. And I don't like that. So 9-6 is still good technically, but I think that's going to be very, very difficult. It's going to put a lot of pressure. I don't know. But this is a game. If we can get the Charger game, we can get this game, then we can split the last 2 and still get our 11 wins and likely playoffs and maybe even the division. So 9-7, 8-7 is definitely bad. Because, best we could do is 10. And I don't like that at all. So then we got to, like I said, we got to go play the Patriots January 1st. I guess it is. Yeah, that's going to be cold, ugly. It's going to be worse than the Bills game. And I don't like that. I said at the beginning of the year that we were going to go 9-11 and 9-11 wins. And this game was going to be the critical game. But honestly, I don't know. I'm thinking now it's going to be the Jets game maybe because this one's going to be really tough for us. I said we had win week 1, and it was critical, and we did. And that gives us a little bit of leeway to lose this one. But this was the one that's going to be very, very tough. Obviously, 9-7, we could be 10-7 by beating the Jets at this point, but I don't like 9-7. I don't like 8-8. 10-6. I think is the lowest we could be at this stage because then we come home. Our last stop, hopefully before the playoffs. And we play the Jets. And they're not easy. Sauce and Reed, this defense, the run game. White, I bet you're still going to be in there playing pretty well. And they're either A, going for the playoffs, or they're trying to spoil. And they hate us. And they're going to hit us with everything they got. I think we can beat them. But I don't like having to win that game. Again, if we can take the Chargers, if we can take Green Bay, and then we're here, then we could be 10-6, which could be good enough for second, or we could win to get 11, which would certainly be a lock for the playoffs. That's my hope. I don't think we can beat San Fran on the road without Teron. I'm not sure we can beat the Bills on the road, even with Teron. We might be able to beat the Patriots on the road with Teron, but that weather is going to be ugly, guys. So this is where we're at. You can see the Charger game is critical. Whatever happens this week, as long as we're healthy and we win Chargers next week, we're doing fine. But it's going to get dicey. That's the game where we have to really hope we can pull it out. This is where we're at. I think we win. If we could beat the Chargers, we're going to win 11 games, I think. Anything can happen. I'm just talking about right now. But it's going to get dicey, guys. When you go over to the other games, you're going to see a lot of these teams play each other. going to be knocking each other left and right off. It's hard to really determine what is going down. To me, it's when does Tehran get back? That's going to be everything. If Tehran gets back next week against the Chargers, I think we're going to smoothly walk into the playoffs. If he comes back by week 3 against the Bills, I think we're going to make it. If he comes back week 4, I think we can still make it. If he doesn't come back by week 4, it's going to be ugly. I don't know if we're going to make it, guys. Tehran's going to be the key, but it could be. We'll see. McDaniel might be able to pull things together. He might be able to do the things that everybody's been talking about, coach guys up and scheme and all this other stuff. We'll know this week against San Fran and get a better indication against the Chargers if Tehran's not in. But to me, Tehran being in, we got enough. The LA game and the Chargers, we'll be able to pass to win that one. We'll be able to pass to win the Green Bay game, and we'll be able to pass to win the home game against the Jets. If we can do that, then we can make the playoffs. So that's my take. I don't know, I'm nervous, excited, and I'm nervous. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Curtis saying, catch you next time. Be well. Go Fins. Catch the Thursday night game. We're going to learn a lot. Watch all these games, guys. Even if you're a Fin fan. Catch you next time. Be well. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with acebread.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.